I want to talk a little more about pattern recognition, specifically the ways in which you get better and stronger at it as you become more and more of a mid-level practitioner. At first, you might put 2 or 3 cards together and look for connections across them. And as your readings get a little bit bigger, 5, 6 more cards to a layout, you might begin to start seeing patterns between them. As you become a mid-level practitioner, when you use readings that have maybe 10, 12, 15 cards and that have positions for the past, the present, and the future, you can begin to see patterns of behavior, patterns of action, patterns of orientation that span from the past into the future. This is greatly helped by the use of additional cards that I call clarification cards, where you might try to clarify a position by getting more detail about it. This gives you a little more information and sort of solidifies your ability to see patterns, and we'll talk about that in another video. But patterns are important because the patterns you see as a reader or diviner usually translate into habitual behavior by the person you're reading for. So for example, over time, you might see a pattern in the cards indicating that a querent tends to be withdrawn, afraid to express themselves, seeking to pull back a little bit, unsure of themselves. And you can see that kind of pattern in a general life reading, especially if you read for the same person over time, and especially if you use clarification cards. So in this kind of case, those patterns translate into behaviors, and when you begin to function as a mid-level reader, you can really help the person you're reading for see those patterns from a bird's eye view and think about it and say, so I have a pattern of being a little bit unsure of myself and withdrawn. Maybe I want to change that. Maybe I don't always have to respond in this habitual way. So as you move into being a mid-level practitioner and a diviner, you're looking for moments in the reading, in the present and in the cards indicating a possible future, in which you can really point out to the person you're reading for, see this moment? In this moment, you could choose to handle things differently. This might be one likely outcome, but you can choose differently and make a different set of paths available for you moving forward. This is really something you're only going to get from a mid-level practitioner, and when you move into working as a diviner, this is something that you may find yourself doing more and more.